This is my video vlog on the construction of our film poster. To begin with, we went out and first we took some portraits of Rebecca and the dog while we were out filming, and this is because we wanted to get character shots which we noticed were used in a lot of romantic comedy film posters, and they were often in a iconic pose which were on the front of the romantic comedy film posters, like in Definitely Maybe. They had them laughing and holding on to certain characters which had an attachment in the film. We used the quick selection tool on Photoshop to get Rebecca and the dog together just on their own, just the outline, not with any background. And then we found an image of a rose which we wanted to use because the rose has a major significance to our film, with the character being called Rose, and within the montage Carl gives Rose roses, which we wanted to show in that. We then realised that the film had a death scene in it, so we decided not to use the picture of Becca and the dog, but use a picture of a rose. And because there's death within the film, we edited the stem to be black and white, and then we colour matched. No, we didn't colour match that. That's the next bit. And then we kept the flower in colour. This was to signify that there's going to be death in the film, but good can come out of the bad, that he has been able to create the memories with Rose. To do that, we used the quick selection tool. We clicked inverse and then cut, and then used a black and white filter to edit the stem. We colour matched the titles to the red rose because we noticed that in all the romantic comedy film posters they all used pink, reds and white colours, because this is a code of convention which they all use, so they all used a similar colour palette. We also used a pinkish sort of background to complement the picture and the titles. We coloured the star ratings as well to be a pinky red colour as well, to stick to the colour palette too. In the film posters that I looked at, I noticed that there wasn't really a production logo, but when there was, they were really small and at the bottom of the page with the small print of the production companies. And we did this, we put it either side, but we made it quite big because we think that this is a big selling point and people will recognise the film company and immediately it will make an impression on the film. For the titles we used quite a bold font, just to make sure that it stood out from the rose and also on the background. Famous actors were placed boldly above the production company because the actors are a big selling point of the film. We stuck to Roland Barthes's media theory, which is not to tell the story but to leave the audience wanting to know more. We did this by creating an enigma by using the rose, having it black and white and then pink, which suggests to the audience that something bad must happen in the film and that something good has happened out of it, because it's still in colour. It's not all black and white. It's not going to be a completely morbid film. And from the audience feedback, from looking at our poster, they said that by doing this it created suspense and they wanted to know what happened in the film, which was good. We used specific terminology linked to the target audience, such as tearjerkers, because our target audience is of a late teenage, early adulthood, and from looking at the research we found that romantic comedies tailored to these people, and in our survey we found that they liked to be able to relate to the things that happen in the films, and often there's heartbreak and tears in teenage years. That's my favourite reason. We use recommendations from famous tabloids because this would make our films stand out and look more professional and more popular. We placed the picture of the rose to the left of the film poster. I don't know why. Because we wanted the title to stand out more rather than the picture, because we didn't want to tell the full story just by the poster.